From the town of Ambleside, this route to Todd Crag and its breathtaking viewpoint begins by heading down the main high street, past the beautiful parish church, and over the river Rothay towards the tiny hamlet of Clappersgate. It's from here that the route begins the short steep ascent, leading almost directly to the viewpoint over Ambleside and down the length of Windermere. The route continues past the beautiful Lilly Tarn to join a path which begins the longer descent down through Rothay Park and back to the town centre. Ambleside is a hub for walkers exploring the southern half of the Lake District National Park, and a well-known landmark in the town centre is the Bridge House. Dating to the 17th century, the house was originally built by the Braithwaite family to access their land on the other side of Stockbeck, and has seen many uses through the centuries, including being a home to a family of 8. Bridge House is now in the care of the National Trust. As you begin to leave the bustling, busy High Street, there is a chance to explore the parish church of St Mary. This Grade 2-star listed building dates to 1850 and built in the early Gothic style to a design by Sir George Gilbert Scott. The route crosses the River Rothay via a footbridge signposted to Clappersgate to avoid the main road bridge nearby. The road is followed for about a third of a mile past the Croft, a Grade 2 listed building, formerly a hotel and dating back to 1830. After crossing the road by a telephone box to join the footpath signposted to Loughrig Fell, the route begins the ascent up the fellside, to start with through woodland and then eventually to open fell. After just a few minutes of walking, there is an opportunity to have a little rest, with a bench overlooking the northern end of Windermere and a taste of the impressive views to come. Just down to the right is also the Grade 2 listed Church of the Holy Trinity, dating to 1836. The path zigzags its way up the fellside as you leave the trees, with a short steep section that levels out as you reach the top. From here it's only a few minutes before you can enjoy the spectacular view south to Windermere, but first head east to the top of the most prominent peak called Todd Crag. Once you arrive at the summit, you can enjoy the best views of Windermere from any peak in the Lake District. On a clear day, it's also possible to see the distant peak of Ingleborough, roughly 30 miles away in the Yorkshire Dales National Park to the southeast. Looking west, the view follows the Langdale Valley, along Rhinos Pass, between the peaks of Great Cars and Pike of Blisco. Heading north from Todd Crag, the path passes a small unnamed tarn with a superb view east, with the Ilbell Ridge framed between Red Screes and Wansfell. Just beyond this small tarn is another body of water. Lilly Tarn is the largest tarn on Loughrig Fell and even has a small island in the middle. With a bench overlooking the rippling waters, it's the perfect place to stop for some lunch and soak up the peaceful atmosphere. The route back to Ambleside from Lilly Tarn initially heads west, passing over undulating terrain, with a massive network of paths all linking up further along the fell top. A large bridleway is the target, and if you keep moving west, you cannot miss it as it's probably one of the most well-maintained paths on Loughrig Fell. Once at the bridleway, turning right begins the descent back to Ambleside. The bridleway continues to descend down the fellside, past Miller Brow and Loughrig Brow, to arrive at a narrow lane near a stone footbridge. The route crosses the footbridge and enters Rothay Park, a beautiful open park with stunning views to the towering mountains that surround the area, and leads back to the High Street in Ambleside.